Okay, hello everyone. My name is Sokolov. I'm the founder of Cetmix. And well, before we start, I will tell you a short story. So a couple of years ago, I was driving and I got a call from my customer who was saying, okay, Ivan, we have paid you for a project. We would like to have our server up and running right now. And I said, no problem, let me do that right now. So I reached for my laptop and oh shit, it was not there because I have forgotten it. And I had my AirPad. So I had to download that SSH app. I was, staying somewhere trying to get that connection and it was not so stable. And finally I said, oh, I would like to have some solution. Could I do something that just with one click? Yeah, I have sold something, I want it up and running. That is. So probably something like this. Okay, so I go here, I create a new sales order quotation to my customer, not too many here, and then I have server installation. Which server? Well, we are an Odoo community, so let's install Odoo, but you can install any, like WordPress, Odoo, and which version? 17. Okay. No, you are from Cetmix, somebody else. Okay, it will be 16. Okay, I save it, and I confirm it. Well, and the first which came to my mind, which options do we have? By the way, that's the name of my talk. We are escaping from the stage today. Why? Well, first I wanted to be really user-friendly. I am not a technical guy, I'm not a developer initially. Yes, I learned by Google. So I wanted to have something I can click and forget it, yes? At the same time, it would be great if our technical team could create some fancy scripts, really complex, because we have different environments, different customers, different systems, different, I don't know, Docker, Kubernetes, bare metal installation, everything at once, you need to manage it. Well, next thing, I wanted to have deep Odoo integration. Why? Well, we are using Odoo, we are Odoo guys, so it means that it must be built inside Odoo. And of course, what is important for us, we need to own our data. Why? Well, because we have some customers, I would say quite a lot of them, they even don't have some outside access. You cannot just log in with SSH, you do some fancy stuff. No, it's really complicated, and that's something we need to keep in mind. Well, let's look at the existing solution, I thought. And the first one is the famous Odoo.sh. So what about Odoo.sh? Sorry, Fabian, I don't want to say anything wrong. It's fine. It's really great. I'm not kidding. But it has some limitations. So first of all, it's really flexible. You can install Odoo Enterprise, or if you don't want Odoo Enterprise, you can install Odoo Enterprise on it. Yeah. So basically the second thing is that it supports only 3 releases. So I would say, hey guys, who has Odoo 15 right now, in a couple of days, you are in big troubles. Yes. So your Odoo.sh instance say, hey, you need to migrate, by the way. And it's GitHub centric. So it means if you have GitLab, Bitbucket, okay, it's a no-go scenario for you. Well, the second thing which came to my mind, are there any alternative clouds? Okay, I need community because most of our customers are on community. And I would like to use some cloud solution. Well, at that moment, it happened a couple of years ago. There were no such solutions, yes, at least well-known. And once again, they are cloud-based. Yes, so basically you are depending on the cloud, which was not the case for a lot of our customers. And important thing, they are Odoo only. And I would like to host everything, any software, not just Odoo. And the third thing, App Store apps. Yes, quality, 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 quality. Yeah, that's the main concern. Yeah, it's like a lottery. But in Russian roulette, you have 1 out of 6. In Odoo roulette, you have 9 out of 10. So basically, you are not so lucky here. And okay, let's invite our own bicycle, I thought. Here we go, Cetmix Tower, okay? So white tower, aviation, and so on. Okay, what's that? Well, as any system which is designed for server management, let's start from some stats, okay? So the first commit was done back on May 2022. And at the moment, there are more than 200 commits. And probably while we are talking, there will be even more. We have 85 merge PRs and about 10 unmerged or 12. And we already have more than 70, I think, known servers that have been managed by the system. Yes, so that's the numbers. Also, we have 8 contributors in the project, but at the moment, it's a private project. And of course, from the very beginning, when we started the project, we wanted this project to be built according to the OCA quality standards. Yes, 2 years ago, we were not so good at coding. I'm sorry, you will see it later when you will check our code. You will see, oh, that's the code from 2 years ago, and that's something recent. But it has good test coverage. It has documentation from the very beginning, so everything done according to the OCA quality standards. Okay, key features. What do we have here? Well, as any server management system, it has server configuration. So basically, we have password key-based authentication for SSH, that's common. And then we have so-called configuration variables. If we have time, I will share my screen and show you it later, okay? So variables are variables. So you can define any configuration parameter, and there are 3 different kinds of those variables. So the first one is the server-wide variable. This is the variable that belongs to this particular server. For example, Odoo version 16. This is the property of this server. Okay, the next one are global variables. These are variables which are being used as a fallback. For example, we haven't specified our Odoo version. Then when some script is running, it will check, okay, this server doesn't have Odoo version, and the fallback version will be 70 because it's a global one. Then, interesting thing is variable nesting. So for example, you can use another variable in the variable value of the previous variable. So you can build quite long scenarios here. And system variables. They are used, for example, we are using them for Docker scripts. We can get some things like UUID. We can generate UUID directly as a variable. So we can address. This is called tower.tools.uid, or for example, tower.tools.now, it's the time, or tower.server.name. It allows you to get access to the name of the current server. We'll show you later. Then the secret keys. Yes, variables is fine, but what about some sensitive data? For example, GitHub token. You need to clone the repo, and you don't want to store it in the variable. It's not the best way to do. So for that, we have developed the secret keys, and there are 2 different types of them. The first one are the SSH ones. It's using the same model. It's sharing the same model. It's just a little bit different in approach. So SSH key, everybody knows what that. And secrets. Secrets are same as variable, but it's designed for inline usage. The main difference is when you're rendering and previewing some code or file or everything, you can see the render code, but the secrets are not rendered. They are rendered directly before the command execution. Okay, and log cleanup. Yeah, so we have implemented log cleanup. Why? Because if you have submitted some secret data in your secret keys, you would like to clean up them from log. This is how GitHub works, I think so, yeah. Okay, what next? Files. Well, files are everywhere. They're everywhere. They're in the configuration, they're in logs. So basically, we need the file management system, which we have. It's using SFTP. And we have 2 principal file sources. So the first one is server. So this is something like, for example, server log. Yes, you have this file initially on your remote server, and you would like to say, okay, Tower, I want this file to be in my system. So I'm saying this file is located there, and now I want to mirror it in Tower to see it in the log or for whatever reason. And the second type is Tower files, the second source. Those are files which are initially based in Tower. For example, Docker file. Yes, you are using Docker, or I don't know, Kubernetes, whatever you are using, and you are managing this file from Tower. So you are putting all the data there and then upload it and manage it from Tower. So that's the Tower source. File types. 2 different types. We have 2 different types. Text, self-explanatory. Configuration, logs, this is text. However, for example, you would like to, I don't know, upload some kitten images or database backup or whatever you want. And for that, we have binary file support, which are being treated as binary files. That's the difference. File templates, what's that? Suppose you are managing like 100 servers and let's say 50 of them share the same Docker file. So basically, you can create those files automatically from template, and then at some point you say, oh, I need to update all those files simultaneously. For that, you can simply modify the template, and voila, everything is updated. You can also unlink those files from template. Yes, later. For example, you are modifying a file for a specific server. You don't want it to be managed by template any longer. If you modify it, it will be automatically unlinked from template. It will be no longer managed. So predefined settings, and yes, variables. Variables are everywhere. Yes, you can use variables in file content, like, for example, Docker file, because we're using Jinja for templating. That's the Python library. And also in file name and path, which allows you to do it really flexible. Yes, so location and now comments. So yes, comments. Let's talk about comments. These are the main driving force of the system. So we have several command actions, which I will tell. Run an SH command on a remote server. Okay, rm/rf, that's it. Then, but that's not the only thing, yes? We have so-called Python commands. What's that? Basically, Odoo is Python. And for example, for some situations, you don't want to use SSH, or you don't need to use SSH. Okay, we are deploying servers on AWS, and I can use API. I don't need to run it with the SSH. So I can simply run this Python code inside Python, and it will call the API and do everything. For that, we have modified a little bit this server action environment. We exported request library and a lot of stuff. We'll see it later. And then the third thing is something looks a little bit weird, but it's used, it cannot be run as a separate standalone command. It's been used in the flight plans, which we'll talk about a little bit later. You are running some sequence on the command, and at some moment, okay, you have a command that builds your image from Docker file, but you need to upload the Docker file. And at some point, you can get this command, say, this is the template, create a file, a Docker file on the remote server using this. Now, command wizard. Okay, you can open server, click, and run a command. Basically, you can select a command, or you can simply type any code there, and it will execute. But that's limited by the security access rules. Okay, and variables. In code, in default path, because SSH commands can be executed at different locations, so you can also put the path where you would like it to be executed. And secrets, yes, so you can use secrets here in code. Command logs, that are logs of the command, you can see the result. Okay, flight plans. I think somebody is familiar with aviation and knows what the flight plan is. For those who are not, well, this is a sequence of the actions I would like to undertake while in my flight, yes? So basically, this is a sort of scripts which has those commands arranged, and you can also put your conditions there. It's condition-based flow. So the first is the Python condition which is being checked before this command is executed. For example, you can check, okay, if this variable is set, then execute this command. Then there is a post-run actions which can do something after the command has finished. For example, if the command has finished with exit code -2, then ignore it and run the next command. Custom execution paths. You can modify the execution path of your command in the flight plan. So by default, it's, for example, executed in your home folder, but in this flight plan, it's executed in the OPT folder. And then flow modifications. The flight plans actually have custom on-your-own behavior. So if the flight plan fails, then you can do some action on that. And you can say, if I want this command to flight plan to be allowed to run in parallel. So for example, if you are erasing your hard drive, probably you don't want this to happen in parallel. But if you are checking your, I don't know, your data or doing some log check, then you can run it in parallel. So you can define if it's allowed or not. And flight plan logs. Now, server logs. And before we'll go there, probably somebody is thinking, okay, what technology is used by Tower? I would say there is no technology used by Tower. You can use any what you like. So, okay, somebody is a master of Kubernetes, somebody is a ninja of Docker, somebody is a bash king, and okay, so we are building the tool which allow you to use any tool. And for that, we need to be flexible with logs. So what we have done, we have created such model which allows you to link your logs to some sources. So the principle is file. For example, I have access log on my remote server. I would like to link it to Tower, and then it's a file log. And then another thing is a command. So when the log is the result of some command which being executed. It can be a Python command, it can be an SSH command, any. Like if you are not using SSH, you are using API only, you would like to call an API, get the logs, and here we go. Now, okay, creating servers is fancy, but probably we can do it even easier. Yes, so what we have here, we have server templates. What's that? Basically, you would like to bootstrap your system really fast. Okay, we have, I would to deploy my Odoo. Yes, basically I can go there, create a new server, say, okay, this is my SSH, this is my variable, blah, blah, blah. It takes time. Or you can create a predefined template, which will have all those configuration parameters. Click create new server, there will be a wizard, and you have a server. So connection setting, configuration variables, and server logs can be defined inside the template. You don't need to put them for server. Yes, and the most important thing, then you can also specify a flight plan in the template. So for example, the template will create a server and then run that flight plan for you. I'm deploying, I don't know, my WordPress. Those are the settings. Then I would like to run this flight plan and create a server on DigitalOcean, register on Cloudflare, and so on and so on. Now, a little bit of technical stuff for developers. We are also wanted to make this tool really user-friendly and developer-friendly for those who are using automated actions, server actions, scheduled actions. So we have created some helpers which allows you to use those shortcuts without a need to study the code. So they are stored in the special model which is called Cetmix Tower, and for example, you can create from template. So basically you can run a server action or automated action which will create a server from template, and you can put all the server properties inside that command, like Odoo version and all that stuff. And in Python commands, in the Tower command, it will look like this. Why? Because this is exported in this, yes, in the Python commands. So it's easy. You say, okay, Tower server create from template. Then we have also this special variable which called server. It allows you to access the current server. It's same to record, yes, which you have in the automated actions, but more user-friendly because it's server and it has all the properties. And we also have requests for those who are using APIs. That's mandatory. There are some other, I think, libraries for that. Now, this project is not released yet. It's important. Yes, we were developing for ourselves, and some people have seen, oh, we would like to use it. So we are using it internally, yes. And it's developing for 2 years, and features are born based on our requests, yes. So we have a lot of things in mind. We have a lot of features in development. I will make some spoiler here. So nested flight plans allows you to call one flight plan from the other flight plan. And it's quite handy. You will see why a little bit later. Then we have YAML support, which was requested. For example, there are people who have seen this project said, wow, I don't know what Odoo is, but it looks interesting, yes? So we would like to exchange those flight plans and commands. I want to simply export it in YAML, edit it in some editor, like I can create a flight plan in YAML and import it back and use it, yes? That would be really handy, and that's what we are working on as well. API, that's crucial. So right now we have already a lot of automation built in. We are working on the API. I think it will be based on FAST API. We are using OCA module. We will be using OCA module for that. Probably we'll have two, a FAST API, GraphQL, but you are welcome to contribute. And Tower Jets. So what's Tower Jets? Actually, it's something close to instances. So right now we have servers. And let's say I would like to run several Odoo instances on the same physical server. At the moment, what I need to do, I need to duplicate it because the connection will remain the same, but the variables will be different. Yes, so yes, it's possible, but it's not so handy. We want to add some abstract entity on top of it, which is something like Kubernetes pod, but we are not reinventing the wheel here. Yes, something similar to that, but not that. It will be Jets. And a lot of more. So let's do some summary here. So once again, what Tower is? Security. Why security? We are striving to that. Yes, basically the main goal which we are trying to achieve is to allow everybody install it in your own server and use it. Yes, so if you don't like Odoo.sh, you probably need to build your own one. So you can do it with Tower. Not so convenient at the moment, but with the help of the community, I think it will be really feasible. Then flexibility. So it's not based on some technology. So some people use Docker, some people don't use Docker, some people use Kubernetes, and there will be a great talk after that, I think, yes. And some people hate Kubernetes. So we are not saying you must use this tool. No, you can use any tool, yes. So basically it's your choice. Then Odooability. Odooability means that I want it inside Odoo. Yes, there are a lot of server management tools. They are great, powerful. But I'm using Odoo. I don't want to switch from here to here and then, okay, build some API. I just want to have everything inside my Odoo. And usability. Yeah, so basically, once again, we are not technical guys. Okay, we were not technical guys, and we would like to have something really handy here. Now, About versions, you say, okay, Ivan, where is the money? Yeah, so how we are going to earn money? And that's the question which Celine was talking about yesterday. So basically, yes, nothing new here. So there are 2 editions, and the community version, which is open source, AGPL, all core features. So we are not doing like Odoo. Okay, this is something, but probably you need to install enterprise. No, everything goes in the core, and that's our principle, which we keep. And community support. So it's open source, go there and use it. Then we have a pro version. We are not one important thing, it's not an enterprise version, because we consider this project enterprise at all, yes, from the very beginning. So it's a pro version. The pro version is more about convenience. It doesn't mean that this basic module is shit and you cannot use it, because I'm using basic, pro is in the development, but it gives you some perks. If you are using it for 20, 30 servers, you probably don't need it at all. So vendor support, this is me and my team. And extra features, they are not the core features. So it doesn't mean that it will not work until you install this pro version. No, it will work, but some usability, maybe some widgets, some JavaScript and all that stuff. And customer portal, that's an important thing. We have a customer portal which allows you to onboard your external customers. For example, okay, I have a customer, he would like to see what's happening with my server. Probably I need to log in and check my logs. He can do this with the customer portal. Now, as I mentioned, open source, yes, and you will probably say, okay, Ivan, you're saying open source, where is it? When? And here is George. George, please, yes, welcome, George. George will push that button. Push that button. Yeah, he will push the button and the repo will become open source. Okay, it will be. Yeah, sorry. Sorry, no, okay, now or in 5 minutes, let's say. So now about the roadmap. What are our plans? So right now we are at Odoo 14. Why? Because we have started in May 2022. So basically, you know, Fabian is trying to push all that fancy stuff every year, but we are not on the same page. We need stability, we need something that really working well. So we are not going to switch from version to version while the project is still in development phase. It's not released. And the official release date probably will be November 2022, or 2024, I'm sorry, unless some people will say, oh, we have an idea of some cool feature, let's do it in 14. Yeah, so basically we want to freeze. We are really close to the MVP, really close, so most of the features are there. We want to freeze it and to start working on the next version, which will be 16. Yes, so I hope this year we will have 16. Why? Because we are going to implement some widgets also in the community version, not in the pro, and we need 16 for that. So 14 will be supported. We are not going to drop it. Then we are planning to go 18. Yes, and you see, okay, where is 15 and 17? And I say, okay, guys, welcome to contribute. Yes, so you can fork, you can open a PR. Why? Because frankly speaking, I don't like this rally. Yes, we don't want to push some shit there because there is enough in the App Store. Yeah, so basically we would like to focus on quality, and this is a server management system, which is important. Yes, we need to focus on quality here. So questions, and yes, the first question, where can I get it? This is, meanwhile, let me check something. Ba-bam. Wow, thank you, Stefan. That was your guts of presentation. So as you see, there is a message. Flight plan installed on the was finished successfully. So what happened while we was talking here? So basically, when I click the button, this automated action was triggered. Yes. So basically, it's quite simple. Okay, you can master your own, and I will publish everything later on the website. So everything will be available, and you can check it. So nothing special here. If it's sale or the version, you know, we get it from the name of the sale line, and here we have configuration variables. You see, you can provide and you can override those configuration variables. Or the version, this one, instance name, Hetzner location, because I was using Hetzner for the demo, and instances, everything can be provided here. Now, here is the flight plan, which was used, and actually, what did it do? So the first one, we used this template. You see, this is a template which called install Docker or Hetzner. It has predefined variables, Hetzner location, image, and 17. However, I think we went with 16, yes, as far as I remember. Okay, so, and also it has server logs. I added some logs here, so why not? Then a new server was created here, and the name of the server was taken from the sales order. We are going to the server, and it's, I think, cell order 16, yes? So basically, it's here. Yeah, probably I need some strong, more powerful glasses here. Okay, so here in general settings, you see, the key was taken here, also provided from the template. The IP address was automatically substituted by the one provided by Hetzner, and configuration was populated here. You see, we also have Hetzner server ID here, which is populated, and all the stuff and all the version. So basically, the instance name is like this one. So let's check it together. Cetmix.com. Ba-bam. Ba-bam. Okay. No. Too early. Let's check together. But thank you. So, okay, now you see the name. Yes, basically, I need this master password. So where do I have it? I will show you where I have it. You see, you don't have it here in the variables, yes? And you don't have it here in the secrets. So in this case, we have variable, and this is called password, yes? Don't do this at home, please, yes? It is just for demo. You see, this is a global variable. So basically, because I have not submitted any password in my flight plan, in my settings, I just used system, took the global one, yes? So the master password, the database mail. So, wow, such much OCA. And very strong username and very strong password and some demo data for you. Come on. Okay, hope it works. So, yes, those are variables. So basically, there are special technical menus. You see those variables, variable values for different instances. And you remember I was talking about nested variables. Here they are. Yes, so basically, I can define my backup location, then instance name, and it will be composed like this way. So what happened when this automation action started? It ran this flight plan, install Odoo Hetzner. And it's quite big. Now let's go a little bit through it. I hope we have time. Yes or no? Okay, so you see, this is the condition. So create Hetzner on server on Hetzner only if Hetzner server ID is not defined. So if it's defined, it will not be triggered. Also, check Hetzner running will be triggered only if this ID is provided. Otherwise, no need to check it. Then, for example, add user to Docker group. We don't need to use the user if he is root. Yes, so basically, and you remember I was talking about those system variables. Yes, you see this variable. It says tower server username, which means that is the username of this particular server, which is being this flight plan is being run on. Now, what we have here, instance URL. Okay. Now, something else about automations. You see, there is a post-run action. So basically, what you can do here, you can say, okay, if exit code is not equal to 0, then I can run the next command. And if I edit here, it will show a little bit more. Remove Odoo container. So it allows you to define different actions. And important thing, not only you can do some action here, okay, if more, then I don't know, something. Welcome to Apple Music. Yeah, that's a cool condition. Why not? Why not? Why not Apple Music? Good try. Anyway, so and you can add variables. So these variables will be set if this condition is met automatically for you. It gives you some flexibility here if you are building your flow based on variables. What else should I make? So for example, you remember I told you about files, and actually here they are. So you can do a lot of things here and a lot of upload Odoo Engine's configuration. And this is a command which says, okay, action is create file using template, yes? And file template is this one, okay? And then you can also specify the path and all that stuff here. Don't worry, I will open source it later. It's, unless George has done it already. Okay, so that is. Actually, there are a lot of things to show and a lot of things to check. I'm not sure if we have enough time for that. We don't have, so probably you'll have some questions. So you can go with them. Yeah, please. While you are going for questions, oh, yes. You see, it's enterprise. Why? You say, oh, what? Kikatsu, eh? Why enterprise? I will say you why, because I wanted to show you that you can also clone private repos. Yes, not only public repos, but also private, because enterprise, at least as far as I know, it's private, yeah? And we are using, thank you to Axon, we are using Git aggregator, we are using a lot of Axon tools, so basically we are using Click Odoo. But once again, you can use any tool. This is just because they're really great and we really appreciate them, so we are using Git aggregator. But it doesn't mean that you must use it. Yes, go ahead, please.
Yes, thank you very much for. Thank you very much for this great presentation. So I see you integrated some new stuff like Ansible and Terraform. Is it why was the decision to don't reuse these technologies?
I beg your pardon, I cannot hear you. Come on here, tell me. No, I'm sorry because I can.
Thank you for this great presentation. So I saw you implement some flight plan which executes commands.
Yes.
Yes, and the question from my side was why you don't reuse Terraform or Ansible? Is there a reason for that, or like these technologies? Because you can define already some playbooks or something like that and test it outside from Odoo, because I think it's not easy to test or debug.
I will tell you. First of all, I hardly know what's that. Yes, Terraform, I've heard of it. Ansible playbooks, I learned them 1 year in development. I am not a developer, you know. I'm an Odoo guy. So I want everything in my Odoo. Yes, for example, we are using Grafana for monitoring. Yes, it's an outside server and it's integrated in Tower with the external calls. But I wanted everything to be in Tower. Why? For non-technical people. Yes, there are tools. We don't want to reinvent wheel. This is some option. Yes, so basically, if you are happy with Terraform, I'm not saying you need to drop it. But we wanted to have everything in Odoo. Why? Because we also can benefit from the Odoo infrastructure. For example, like server environment modules. We are using some OCA modules. We are using job queue, but it's not mandatory. There is another module which implements the queue for that, yes? So basically, it allows you to integrate it really deep inside Odoo. That's the answer.
Okay, yeah.
I will go back if you don't mind it.
First, I want to say very impressive deck. Like it's a beautiful project, and I'm pretty enthusiastic about it.
Thank you so much.
But basically, my question is like, is there a way to version the code that you have for server management? So let's say, is there a way I can put that Python code that I saw in Odoo outside of Odoo and like in Git or something like that, so I'm able to kind of keep track of the changes?
Yes, you remember I told about YAML support, yes?
Yeah.
So that's one of the cases. Absolutely the same question came from one of our testers who was testing this project, yes? So they said, we want to store it in Git. So yes, with the YAML support, we will have flight plans being exported and imported, and you can use this versioning. Also for Python, once again, you are welcome to contribute, yes? So basically, if you have experience with that, because we don't. Sorry, we don't. Was that the answer?
Great answer.
Thank you so much. Any other questions here? Okay. That's the link. Thank you very much. if you have any questions, if you want to have a look at this, you can catch me up later. I will be here and at Odoo Experience. So.